What is going on, guys? This is card number 5, and today I have another player review for you guys. We're going to be talking about the prime flashback Tim Lincecum for the San Francisco Giants. Comes at a 97 overall. So one of Timmy's biggest strengths is going to be his hits per 9 and K per 9, some of the best in the game, especially for a starting pitcher. I would say the one downside would be his control and walks per 9, which in my opinion really isn't an issue if you use analog. I felt like his pitches for the most part were easy to control. Now if you look at his pitch types, he comes with 5 pitches, 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, 12-6, and his slider. Pretty much the 5 pitches you would want, you know, if you were choosing pitches. Maybe substitute the sinker for the 2-seam, but he comes with 5 really good pitches. His fastball is going to be anywhere from 94 to 96. I believe it has just enough velocity where you can throw it up in the zone and get good hitters out and surprise them. And his changeup is really good, one of his best pitches, 97 break, can go all the way down to, I've seen it go down to 81 miles an hour, but the base velocity is 83 miles an hour. 12 to 6 curveball is probably his second best pitch. Got a lot of break to it, 91 break, around 78 miles an hour. Now his 2-seamer I kind of use against lefties to get rollovers. It's pretty slow. I've seen it go down to 88, but if you throw it a little higher in the zone, you can go up to 91, 92. Decent break on it, 74 break. And finally, he does have a slider, which helps a lot. It's only a 70 break, but it's enough to offset from the fastball, curveball, and changeup to make it effective. So Timmy comes with 5 really good pitches. Now you can either buy the prime version straight up on the market, which you see the prices right here. Buy now is 125, sell now is 182. You can also just go get the rookie and complete the strikeout mission required. I believe it's 55 strikeouts. The rookie's going to cost you anywhere from 110 to 155. Price does vary, but I recommend go getting the rookie and saving you guys a few stubs. So next we're going into pitching practice and show you what Timmy's all about. Alright guys, so here we are in pitching practice with Timmy. Starting off against lefties, here is how I like to approach lefties, guys. I really like to establish my fastball on the outer half, either, you know, fastball high and away or low and away, middle away, whatever. I prefer either low and away or high and away. For whatever reason, the fastball low and away with Timmy works really well. It looks like the fastball is going to be a lot lower than what it actually is. You'll get a lot of people looking at that, trying to get a first pitch strike. But yeah, I like to start all my pitches and from here and base it off that 4-seamer. So once you establish that fastball, I want to show you guys a few pitches you can work off that. Starting off with Timmy's curveball. Timmy's curveball is really amazing. You gotta be careful with the curveball because if you hang it in the zone, a lot of people can just, you know, their eyes light up when they read that the curveball's coming. Sometimes they'll pick it up late, but if you're throwing the curveball, you want to throw it underneath the zone. You don't want to be throwing it for strikes unless your opponents are just taking those pitches and then you throw it for a strike. But if you throw the fastball up here, it's only going to help your curveball. So I could really find it to be a great combination, especially with Timmy with his arm slot and his curveball break. You can also try to throw it, you know, for a strike down and in or whatever. You can try to be creative. I don't recommend trying to throw hanging curveballs or anything like that, but definitely something you can give it a try. But yeah, that's what I like against lefties. Pretty basic combo. And of course, if you establish the low fastball, the changeup's amazing for Timmy as well. You can throw it, you know, low and away, whatever. You can even throw it high and away. It's kind of one of those pitches against really good hitters. Their eyes are going to light up when they see that pitch start out high. They're going to assume it's a fastball. So that's a good combination as well. Now we go to the slider. Of course, the slider, you know, in on the hands is really good. Down and in. If you're starting your fastballs, you know, high fastballs about right in here. This pitch right here is really good. This pitch down here is really good. Sliders in on the hands, of course, against lefties, I think is always really good. And finally, let's talk about the 2-seamer a little bit. 2-seamer doesn't have too much break. It's pretty much directly to the side, but as you see here, it does have a little break. But what I like to do against lefties is I like to start it about down in here because it looks like it's going to be a fastball, but it's kind of in between. It's in between a changeup and a fastball, so you have to be really careful. A lot of players' bat speeds will naturally be in between this range right here, about, you know, 88 to 90 miles an hour, so a lot of people can naturally react and hit it. It's a really good pitch to get ground balls and do double plays, but you have to throw it underneath the strike zone. You don't want to throw this for a pitch. I'll occasionally throw the 2-seamer high and away, up and away, just to get my opponents out in front a little bit. Sometimes you can get some weak flyouts to right field when they pull off those pitches. So that's pretty much Timmy's arsenal against lefties. Let's go ahead and show you guys some of those pitches. Starting with the fastball. I also should mention I do like to throw fastballs down and in on the hands as well. I don't throw many fastballs just straight up high, and every now and then I'll try to surprise my opponent. But everything starts with the fastball, guys. You really have to pick up what your opponent can hit and what they can't hit, where their bat speed is, which counts they like to swing early, which counts they like to stay back. Are they usually taking the first pitch strike? That's things you have to figure out on your own throughout the game. But there's Timmy's fastball. Now against a right-handed hitter. Now against the right-handed hitter, something again I find myself doing, and if you guys watch my Strasburg review, and I would compare Lincecum. He's somewhat like Strasburg. I also compare him to a right-handed Kershaw. But his changeup you want to utilize against righties, something I normally don't recommend. But his changeup, you want it to be the primary pitch against righties and lefties. Of course, you want to establish the fastball. The fastball in on the hands works a little bit better against righties. You can get a lot more jammed hits, and he has just enough velo behind his fastball to jam some bats, even in the World Series. So you don't want to throw it, all game and rely on it like it's a Nolan Ryan or anything. He's just not that type of pitcher. Of course, you got the slider away, you got the slider down and in. I'd be really careful with this pitch right here. A lot of people are going to naturally react and hit that because this slider is almost like a little, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a cutter, it's got a little bit more break than that, but it doesn't go downward too much, so just be carefully throwing the inner half. Also, his two-seamer, I will throw it in on the hands a little bit, but I never throw it on the outer half. I feel like people can just pick it up. It doesn't have enough backward movement to get people looking, in my opinion. You might try it every now and then. I feel like this pitch on the outer half, though, will get crushed pretty easily, but you never know. Everyone has a different bat speed and different approach. You can also try it down and in, like right here. Same thing against the lefty. You can try that against the righty to get some weak grounders as well. So, I mean, Timmy has 5 pitches. There's a lot of pitch sequences you can try out. Of course, his best pitch combo, in my opinion, is going to be that fastball, then curveball, then changeup. So those are really the pitches you want to utilize. Just be smart about it and pick up your opponent's tendencies. I'll try the slider right here. And we get him chasing. Next, we're going to have some gameplay clips for you guys, so stay tuned. Alright, so here we are facing a lefty. We throw that slider down and in, get my opponent swinging. This first opponent I was playing, he was really swing happy, so it was really easy to exploit him with all the breaking pitches and Lincecum's fastball. He was having a hard time catching with the fastball, so it's pretty much game over. But if you're playing an opponent like this, just establish the high fastball, throw your curveballs, throw your sliders, but Lincecum is pretty much going to eat up guys like this really easily. Right here we get the curveball, get a swing and miss. Next batter, 0-2 count. We go again with that curveball, get him to swing and miss. The curveball is really good. I'm not a huge fan of curveballs, but I really like the 12-6 curveballs in this game. I like Kershaw's, Arrieta's, and Lincecum's. I think they're 3 of the best curveballs there. We get another swing and miss. And we throw another low curveball, get another swing and miss. So some people, it will give them a lot of fits, so just make sure to find your opponent's weaknesses. Next game, we start off the game facing Ichiro. We throw my high and tight fastball, then we come back with a curveball again, check swing, another swing and miss. That curveball is probably one of the best curveballs in the game to get the swing and miss. And then we get another swing and miss on the 12-6 curveball, just eating up opponents. And here we are, we start off the opponent with changeup down and away and just get a nice easy ground out. That's one way you can utilize the changeup once you establish that fastball. Here's a 3-2 count. We get a 4-seamer up and away. If you throw a lot of curveballs, those fastballs high are going to jump on the batters much quicker. So good swing and miss there. Moving on, we got to a 1-2 count here, and we get my opponent frozen on the fastball in the inner half. This opponent was really patient, and he did eat a lot of pitches, so I had to start attacking more often. Here we get ourselves in a little bit of a jam, bases loaded in the first inning. We start off with 2 fastballs. We got ourselves to an 0-2 count. We decide to go ahead and go with another curveball, get a swing and miss. So that curveball, I honestly think I get more swing and misses with a curveball than I do the slider. Next batter, we start him off with a changeup, down and away, get the called strike 1. We go right back underneath the strike zone with a changeup, get a nice easy ground out to A-Rod. So lots of ways to use Lincecum's pitches, lefty or righty. I feel like he pitches just as well to lefties as he does to righties. So look at that nice 12-6 curveball on that changeup. We start off opponent with a 12-6. Here he's starting to get a little bit more aggressive. Remember, keep the same arm slot. I throw a fastball really high. I don't know why he was swinging at that, but occasionally you will get people to swing at that. We decided to go back with a high fastball. He lays off that one. We decided mix it up a little bit and go with the slider away. He's probably looking curveball, and this probably fools him a little bit and get him to check swing, and we get that third strike to get the strikeout. This last game, I want to show you guys a few different sequences, starting with George Springer. Now, this guy I was facing was a really good hitter. He didn't have the highest rating, but he had like a 370 batting average. Didn't have an amazing team either, but I could just tell this guy hit, so I was trying my best to keep him off guard. We get ourselves to a 1-1 count. We throw the curveball down, a 1-2 count, and we go ahead and go with a high fastball. So you guys are seeing a trend here. The high fastball, low curveball combo is a great combo to use Lincecum. So definitely utilize it if you guys get Lincecum. And then we go right back to the curveball, 1-2 count, get him to swing and miss. That was one of the few strikeouts against his opponent, man. He was a really, really good hitter, probably one of the better hitters I played all day, even though he wasn't rated extremely high or had a great team. Here we just start off with a pitch, down and away, get a nice easy ground out to A-Rod. And we have one final AB I want to show you guys. This is against the lefty. This is against ground ball. We throw a changeup, we hung it. He could have honestly hit that, but I think he was taken there first strike. So we got it to 1-1 count. We decided to go back to a fastball high and away, get ourselves to a 1-2 count. We decided to go back to the fastball. He decided not to offer, so this time we wanted to try to tie him up with a slider, down and in, and bam, we get him. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the review. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.